Tonight, you are listening to Superhuman Channel Talk Radio. I'm your host, Todd Smith, aka Maz Avenger. Hey, I just want to share this news with you all today, and this is on my mind that is very important. Today, this topic is fanboys, war, and haters. And the reason why I call it that title is, what's been going on in the game division. I just saw an article early today, this morning, reading N4G, and the title, says, that, talking about the PlayStation, experience conference that happened, this past weekend, that in a way it was good, and at the end, it was kind of disappointing. And then I actually been reading all types of comments what different, people had shared, even what Sony had mentioned about backwards compatible, that is actually, download. And many people is not a fan of that right now. Many people is upset and angry about that, that they actually, plan on charging $10 to $15 to actually play your old school games, which just makes sense to me in a way it don't. Like I said, I'm not a big fan, a download. I really give a thumbs down, to downloading software. I love the format better and I'll state my case about this over and over again. The reason why I choose format. Format is mine. I purchase it, and I don't necessarily, if I don't feel like selling it, I don't have to. It's actually mine. Versus download, you have to be hooked online all the time. You have to have a bigger hard drive for you able to download your games. And if you don't have online, to download your games, then that sucks for you. So then just going to the store, then actually buying a format and just pop it in. I believe just pop in a disc. That's my favorite. that's what I do right there. But the thing that I want to share is, that's very important, not only that about, Sony, come up, with this news about backwards compatible, but people, was, down in Sony, about, how can I explain it, about, Final Fantasy VII. And I was sharing with Omega, Alpha Omega Sin, and me and him was talking about it. Then I left a comment, on his page, and he was talking about Final Fantasy. And me and him agreed upon it, how awesome the game looked. The game looked awesome. I'm going to give his credit due, versus the one that came out for the PS1. So Omega Sin was talking about, Alpha and Omega Sin was talking about it, and I just was agreeing with him for what he said, and both of us agreed on it. The game looked totally awesome, how they did it, from the old version that looked like little, how can I say it, Legos put together or whatever, then versus, today, how the gameplay looked. They actually was playing the game. Many people have been missing out what Sony been doing. I've been hearing a whole lot of rumors that people that's been saying, that Sony don't have games. That's all I read under the comments. People keep on being stuck in that era of their words. Just like when they said, PS3, didn't have no games. I understood that PS3 didn't have no games when they were first launched. Now people actually saying that today about the PS4 not having no games. Fanboys, I'm not trying to bust your bubble, but you missed so much. You missed the Paris event. You missed not only Paris, but also China event, and also Tokyo Game Show. People didn't know that the China, one, really exists till I actually shared it, from a news source, from a channel, that's on YouTube. They're able to transfer it to Superhuman Channel, and they're able to show off, China conference. And man, I'm here to tell you, Sony was showing off so many games, just like they were doing in Paris, just like they were doing everywhere else. People miss them events. Some of the games that they have in China that I wish they have here. They will have many games that they were showing. They show a lot of games at Tokyo Game Show, but the conference, was more hot in China, So I don't know why people getting off and say Sony don't have no games. And a lot of people that's out there, sharing news who got, a lot of people that listening to them, fanning this off and say, that Sony don't have no games. I wonder what channel they been watching. Another thing that I want to share about Microsoft's side, Microsoft won 2 conferences, and that's a good thing. They won E3 in my book. Everybody said Sony won when they came out with Final Fantasy, 7 remake, when they was talking about that. But Microsoft came out with some heavy hitter games. It seemed like when Phil Spencer came in versus Maverick, who almost destroyed Microsoft. Maverick almost destroyed Microsoft. He almost erased them, But Phil, how can I say, Phil Spencer came on board, which my co-host said he would do a good job. He came on there and made a big change with Microsoft. Microsoft actually won E3 2015, and also Gamecom, even though Sony wasn't there. So it's some wonderful things that's going on with both consoles. But I understand, you fanboys out there, that if Microsoft don't sell so many consoles, then they won't have the big support of third-party developers on their side. I actually saw Ted Price. Ted Price actually made a game for Microsoft when he was with Sony, but I guess he thought Sony wasn't gonna do well, so he just turned around and bagged off. I ain't saw him at a Microsoft conference till I actually saw him at a Sony conference, at a PlayStation, PlayStation, PlayStation. How could I say it? Why I keep on forgetting? Oh man, fans help me. PlayStation. Well, moving on. It'll come to my mind. Well, yeah, PlayStation Experience. I just forgot that. I don't know how I forgot that. But anyway, moving on. But he was actually there. Not Phil. Let me say it right, because I got these 10 minutes to do. Actually, Ted Price was there, the creator of Ratchet and Clank. Because the third party is only after the money. So the ones that's selling more consoles, which should matter to everybody, those who selling more consoles, those are the ones who the third party will run to and support. So that's the reason why you had all this going on, right now at this moment. So I see why some of the fanboys is upset right now. But to be honest, Sony had a lot of good press conference, and I'm just not saying this because I like Sony products. I'm saying it because it's the truth. They had many of them. They had many games there, especially when they had these little indie games there. All that count too. So I don't know what to say, man. For Xbox fans, that's be encouraged, man, because Microsoft brought out some good things too. I don't know what to say about Wii U at this point, and codename NX. I don't know what's going on with Nintendo, but I'm here to share with you all, man. Sony have been doing their homework, and it seemed like they refuse to fall this time. They looking for standing through this whole thing, and all I can say is, I know many people upset, and many people got upset at me when I went to Rich Review Overtech USA review. I forgot it, how to pronounce that. Rich Review whatever. But everybody know Rich who he is. I'm just tired, man. Rich who he is, but he was sharing stuff like that about backward compatible, and a lot of people got upset about it. Man, I'm just tired, man. I'm just all over the place. But hey, pick up the little one I just shared. When I'm tired, man, my mind is all over the place because I've been a busy guy looking for doing more things today. But I thank you all for your support, for tuning in on Superhuman Channel Talk Radio. I'm your host, Todd Smith, aka Mass Avenger. I try to push this 10 minutes in hard as possible. And what I do, I come here to share your news feed. Thank you all for your support, man. Go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. Thank you all for you tuning in. Peace.